Hey everybody, it's Mark, DoctorDeadwax, and it's time for another video. This is going to be my response to BobbyZ's 500 subs thread / contest. See, it's a thread first though, right? Because we're all talking on the same subject. First, Bobby, I'm supposed to be in costume. I am a middle-aged record nerd who's recently gone blind. My wife and I argue about the fact that I say I'm middle-aged. She says, you're not middle-aged. I'm like, I'm 47. I'm not going to live to 94. Do we really think that's going to happen? I've already had one stroke. Anyway, I digress. And I pulled out a stack of stuff here. I'm going to do a lot of digressing. This is going to be far too long a video. I'm going to shoot it once. It's going to be what it is. You know, whatever. If you don't like classic rock, you don't want to see this video because while there's lots of everything, there's a lot of classic rock. And let's start it off. This is Founder's Breakfast Stout. And this is a grail of an ale. Well, of a stout. This is a grout of a stout. When I discovered this beer, blown away. This is one of the best beers there is. Has so much going on. As it warms up, it just keeps getting better and better. So, what's a grail to me? I have all kinds of grails. I have personal grails. I have grails that other people that are other people's grails that aren't a grail to me. I've got upgrade grails. I've got grails I didn't know I was looking for. I've got VC grails galore. So let's just kind of start. First though, Bobby, I gotta say, I love you. You are refreshing. And I really hope one day you and I get to hang out for a little while because I think that would be the most fun. You yeah, I like you. You're a no bullshit kind of guy. So, this is a grail. I didn't know it was a grail when I bought it. I bought this in grade 9. I bought it the week it came out. I've had this record ever since. It's still playable. It's still clean. It's still great. This is, you know, it's not dead perfect, but I've had this record since the day it came out. And it is clean. I don't know if this could go in your collection, Bobby, because it does have a little bump. But we digress. It fits perfectly in my crap stack. Master Disc RL, both sides. This is exactly what it should be. It sounds fantastic. I did not know how good. I mean, I knew it sounded good when I listened to it, but I had no idea how good I had it until I figured out what I had 30 years later. Classic rock side of Tom Sawyer, Red Bar, Cheddar, YYZ, and Limelight, and then the classic prog side of the Camera Eye, Witch Hunt, and Vital Signs. I mean, I don't know. If you can't get into this, what the hell can you get into? This is just a gem of a record. The moment in a career where everything coalesces into a masterpiece. The right engineer, the right time, the right songs. I mean, they were supposed to do a live record. They have always had this pattern of doing X number of studio records and a live record. And their manager said, let's do another studio record. I really think you guys should. And that's what came out. Next, Van Morrison Enlightenment. This is a grail to me. This is just a generic, crappy old Canadian pressing. I hope one day to find a UK original of this. But, you know, it's a nice enough pressing. It sounds great. This is an important album for me. The day I found this for like $4 or $5, this was a grail. This was on the list. This is a record I wanted bad. And most of my grails, you know, are not overly expensive. This is a great record. I love this record. It means a lot to me. The day I found it was important. Here's a grail that I can't play all of. This is a Elton John's Man Across the Water. Huge, important record for me personally. his best record, my favorite record by him. This is an original first UK pressing. I found this for $5. I've been looking for a UK pressing of this forever. It's scratched on one side. Bought it. I took a chance. It's on the UK DJM. This is first pressing. It has the it's not translucent. It's not like a Quiax, but if you hold it up to a super bright light, like the flashlight won't show it, but a super bright light, it has a reddish tinge, like a deep, deep, deep maroon. And these are the Grails of early Elton John records, are the maroon tinged DJMs from the UK. So one side of this plays clean, the other side of it's got a scratch on it that ticks for the whole side. One day I'll upgrade this, but for now, you know, I'm happy to have this. I'm happy to have any nice early UK or even uni US or Canadian pressing of an Elton John record. These are Grails. These are great sounding records that I love to listen to. Desert Island Disc for sure. I would not leave that behind if the house was burning. This is a Grail that's not my Grail. This is John Coltrane Impressions. This is a first pressing I picked up. I got this, I think, for 97 cents. It has a scratch across one side of it. The store owner, a couple of years ago, she gave it to me for Christmas. She said, "Here, take this for 97 cents." It's got a scratch on it that actually doesn't make a sound. The record's terrible. I don't know. I don't mind Coltrane's free jazz stuff. I find this to be a mediocre record. It has a blend of kind of different dates. This is a mono as well. It has a blend of different dates at the, some of it's at the Village Vanguard, but some of it's free jazz and some of it's not. And I don't think the free jazz stuff is very good. I like the stuff that's tight and in. But to somebody else, this one, the first pressing mono of this would be a Grail. And this is like a $60 or $100 record, so probably not now. They probably reissued that. I'm on a Masakela kick. I love Masakela. Most of his records aren't very good, you know, but he's awesome. I don't know if that makes sense. Finally found this. This is Blue Thumb, Hugh Masakela's I Am Not Afraid. First track on this is Night in Tunisia. Absolute best version of Night in Tunisia there is out there. This is a Grail. This, fantastic. Did not know what I was buying when I bought it. I just bought it because it was a Hugh Masakela record. Tori Amos, first pressing, German. Got this a couple weeks ago for like $6.66. It worked out to. I'm not sure. Did I show? Yeah, I think I've shown this already in a recent dig. This, it's not a Grail to me. It's a Grail to somebody else for sure. I mean, I know lots of people consider this a Grail. This is a record I want though. So I showed this just recently. This is a Grail I've looked for forever. 5 years. Tracking this on eBay. This has a cut on it. I already explained the whole story about the cut. It was sealed when the guy bought it off somebody. The cut doesn't go through, but he had to open it to make sure it didn't go all the way through the record. It doesn't. This has never been played. It's a $100 record on eBay. I got it for 30 bucks off of a dealer at a show. I've been trying to buy one of these off eBay for 60 bucks or less for 5 years. Anything Van Morrison that I don't have is a Grail, and anything post Hymns to the Silence I don't have. That's my first one, and I got another one off eBay since then for 20 bucks, a different record that I haven't shown yet that's coming up in and after the dig. Which I actually don't think I'll like very much, but I paid 20 euros for it. Showed this before. This might be a Grail. I don't know. I'm looking for the perfect copy for me of Close to the Edge by Yes. I doubt it. I don't like Japs. I find them to be beautiful, quiet records that are 90 to 95% perfect sonically, but never, not never, but it's an extreme rare occasion that a Jap is the best pressing of a record for me. I'll take a noisy record with a bit better sonics. So, I don't know. I also picked up a second US pressing of that I showed in the most recent after. No, did I show that? No, but I picked it up a couple days ago. I picked up a second US pressing of that is got artisan plates that was stamped at Monarch. So maybe, I don't know, it might be the best to date. I think I'll finally be happy with that record when I get a first UK, which will probably cost me 60 to 100. This is a Grail that I didn't know I needed until I joined the VC. This is Don Cherry, self-titled. Subsequently known by most as Brown Rice, but it's called self-titled. This is on Horizon, and this is just great. This is just a great, great record. It's spiritual jazz, little funky, stunning record. Turning point for me musically. One of them, you know, one of many, one of millions. But when I first heard that, I only bought that record because I'd seen people show it in the VC. I wouldn't have bought that record before I joined the VC. So, Rush Hemispheres showed this recently. This is a master disc, or this, I'm not sure it's a master disc, but it's Gilbert Kong two-sided US pressing. Dead quiet, absolutely perfect. First pressing, Gilbert Kong, the whole deal. Masterpiece. Grail. Picked this up at a show a couple of years ago. First UK pressing, Camel's Mirage. Just bought it because it was Camel. Bought it because it was a first UK. It's a Grail. This is a fantastic, mind-blowing record. Great prog record. Miles Davis, Sketches of Spain. This is a later Columbia Solid Red label. It's a Grail because I have a copy that I can play on vinyl that sounds great, and this is my second favorite Miles Davis record after Kind of Blue. It's not his second best record. I totally get that. But it's a pivotal record for me in my re-entrance into jazz. I was big in jazz in high school, and I got out of it. And then in my mid to late 20s, I got back into jazz, and it was this Kind of Blue, Time Out by Dave Brubeck, and Johnny Hartman, and John Coltrane that got me back in. So I love this record. So it's great to have. You know, the day I found that in a store for $8, that clean, dead mint that I could play and enjoy at home, was great. There's a Grail. I talked about this, I think, in my last video, but, you know, I have to show it again. Ethiopian Nights, Donald Byrd, Blue Note. It left this countless times in a store, and Big Star showed it in a video. And I was like, next fucking time it better be there, and it was still there, and I bought it. And this is earth-shattering. This is a monster of a record. This is a Grail. I paid $8 for it, or $10, but I didn't know what this would mean to me until I dropped the needle on it. And if I'd heard this music digitally, I would have been hunting this like a crazy person for ages. This is a Grail. This is a Grail for nobody else but me. Why is this a Grail? Because I grew up in high school, in grade 8, The Wall came out, Pink Floyd played 6 dates in North America. My mother would not let me travel to Montreal in grade 8, 600 miles or 500 miles to go see Pink Floyd. I don't know what was wrong with her. I was in grade 8. Anyway, then they did Final Cut, but there was no tour, there was no band basically by that point. They were just very fractured. But then it was kind of sad because when I was in grade 9, John Bonham died in September of grade 9. That was the end of Led Zeppelin. When I was in grade 9, in December, John Lennon died, that was the end of the dream of the Beatles reuniting. Not two bands that aren't that important to me now, but when I was young they were, especially the Beatles. I was a massive Beatles fan from like grade 8 to grade 12. And when I got into the Beatles in grade 7 or 8, it was my parents had a copy. They had the worst records in the world, but there was a copy of Sgt. Pepper in the house that I don't know why. It was somebody else's. And I discovered that record going through their stuff and blew my mind, got me into the Beatles. And in the late 70s, up until that December of 1980, there was still a chance that that Beatles thing could happen again. And that ended then. And this record, when it came out and they announced the tour, gave me a chance to see one of my bands that from grade 8 that I was totally into. And that's why I actually really love this record. I hate the Vision Bell, but I really love this record. And the show was fantastic, and it was a cathartic experience that lived up to the hype for me, which is, it's kind of really hard to do, to have that much expectation of something and have it actually be that good. So I love this record, and that is a Grail. That's a TML on both sides. The mastering lab. I can't even remember any of that shit right now. This is a Grail. My God, I don't think I've ever shown this, but fucking this is the best Canadian record ever made. This is Real Static's Whale Music. These guys did not exist in the vinyl age, and a couple years ago they put this out. They're gone. These guys are broke up, but this is their masterpiece. This is in my opinion, this is the best Canadian record ever made. In a lot of people's opinions, it's in the top 10. Their first record I've shown, Guri gave it to me. He produced it. It was called Real Static's Greatest Hits, an ironic title for their first record. And then they went on to do other things, and this is called Whale Music. And Whale Music is a novel by Paul Quarrington, who's since died, but a brilliant, brilliant Canadian novelist. He died too young of cancer. And these guys, especially Dave Bedini, I believe, loved the book. And I think before this was recorded, they befriended Quarrington. Or at least Bedini had, because eventually Bedini and Quarrington had a very close relationship before he died. And Bedini's a real champion of Quarrington now. But they made this record based on the book Whale Music, but it's not, it's kind of in the spirit of Whale Music. It's not a literal like concept piece based on the thing. Subsequently, there was a movie made of Whale Music in which the Real Statics did another take of music for their soundtrack. So anyways, when this came out, this was this was $25. Fuck. 2 record set. They put another thing of the CD in there. This is put out by 6 Shooter Records, and every record that is ever re-released in the world should be made by 6 Shooter Records, because for $25, this is perfect for modern vinyl. And so not only was this the record I'd wanted to see, the people who followed the Real Statics around here, they were called Green Sprouts. I was a Green Sprout. I saw them 25 times while they existed. Sadly, I missed their final show at Massey Hall, but you can download it for free in FLAC. When they put this out on vinyl, I just was over the moon. And then when it didn't sound like a piece of shit, Grail. Grail. That'll come up in one of my album of the week things. Cure, Disintegration, fucking Grail. This is, oh, what a record this is. When I discovered this, I liked The Cure. When I was in high school, I had friends who were into The Cure, and I don't know if you know, this is long. I had friends who were into The Cure, but The Cure is one of those bands that your friends can be into too much and kind of kill it for you. And I had friends who killed The Cure for me when I was in high school, back in the beginning of their career. But later I got a CD of this from Columbia Music House, and fuck, this is mind-blowing. And then when I finally got back into vinyl and was able to score a copy of this for $10 at a record show, it was amazing. And like 6 months later I scored another one out of a house for $2. This is a Grail. This is a total Grail. A friend of mine who I met through the VC sent me this UK pressing of Peter Gabriel's Us. Perfect copy. This is a record that meant so much to me, and to get this on vinyl and be able to listen to it, you know, total Grail of a record. Gabriel's best in my opinion. This I've shown, in how many threads have I shown this? This is Roger Waters, Amused to Death. I have not one but 2 copies of this. This is a $400 record. This is possibly the best piece in my collection. Definitely a Desert Island disc. This is my better copy. This is 2 copies married together. Both of my copies are real. One came from a reviewer for the Toronto Star or the Toronto Sun, and the other one came from a reviewer for another newspaper through a dealer I know. And I got them all. I paid real money for both of them. I paid $100 for one and $150 for the other. Made in Holland, the whole deal. This is just a masterpiece of a record and a masterpiece of recording. 1991 record that's still 100% analog from the very beginning to the very end. Mastered by Doug Sachs at the Mastering Lab. This is possibly the best sounding record ever made. And I have 2 copies of this. This is my copy. That's the cleaner copy. It's still not quite perfect. And I have another one that I loan. I haven't had it in the house for about 2 years now. It just kind of goes around my circle of audiophile friends as they wait for the reissue to come out from that Audiophile reissue company that has been dragging their heels on that for a long time. But you know, that's coming out. Those are going to be $50 a piece. They're probably going to be as good as that or damn close, but I won't sell either of mine, and I could get $400 for each of them. So Perth County Conspiracy. This is a Grail. This is Canadian psych folk. I don't think I've ever shown this. This is completely underground. This was $20 I got this for, but I actually got it down to 10. And fuck, this record can get $100 on a good day, and it's perfect. Perth County Conspiracy. This will come up in my album thread, but this is just a great buy for me, and a great record, and a really kind of not hard to find, but hard to find at a good price. And these guys were really unusual. They really bucked the trend. They actually screwed Columbia and put out a record of their own in like 1971, I think, and sold it off the stage, like in the middle of their contract. Like, just fuck you, Columbia. This is Grail. I didn't know it was Grail until I bought it. I thought, oh my god, look at this ugly cover, blah blah blah, but it's Joe's sample. I'll pick it up. And this is a fantastic bit of hard bop. Didn't know what it was. $5 or $10. This is a Grail that I'd never heard, that I spent too much money on, that I thought was going to be fantastic, that is fantastic musically. Pink Scroll, and this copy's unlistenable because it has just this low-grade noise that goes all the way through it. But to hear that and know that I needed a better copy, that makes that a Grail. Here's a whole bunch of Blue Notes. These are all Grails, just because they're Blue Notes, and oops. And I went on a trip to Chicago to buy Blue Notes and other jazz, and I found these here. None of them are original pressings. They're all water damaged and stained, and you wouldn't even let these in your door, Bobby. But to have memories of that trip that I went there for the sole purpose of getting those are Grails. This record's a Grail for me, but I was just really disappointed with the way this sounds on vinyl. This is one of my Desert Island discs for sure. One of my favorite bands ever. I'm hoping a UK pressing of that sounds better whenever I track one of those down. Here's a VC Grail that I don't really think is that great. And this is a WLP too. Everybody goes on about this in the VC, but I think his Righteous is a better record. I need to find Cristo Redemptor and Baby Batter, but this is good. This just feels like a B-list, off-the-floor studio blues record, though. This is not, it's not mind-blowing. Righteous is mind-blowing except for one really bad track. King Crimson. This is as good as I'm ever going to get with King Crimson. This is In the Court of the Crimson King. This is a Canadian first pressing. This is a Red Atlantic. And that is the best selling pressing of this record you can afford to buy that isn't a Pink Island. Solid Pink Island. So that's what I got for that. And that's a Grail. I got that off of a guy that I met through eBay. I bought something off of him. We just kind of corresponded, and he's been selling me his kind of, as he upgrades to the best thing you can get, he sells me the second most, and I think I paid $25 for that. He was totally generous with selling me that, and he sold me Wake Up Aside, and again a Red Atlantic. This is a Grail. This is Man and the Moon, Hanson and Carlson. I got this at a Value Village for $2. This is the last great thing I got out of Value Village. This green sticker on it means it's a keeper, and it's VG plus a couple of repeating ticks in a few spots. But this is a German reissue on Carousel, and Bo Hansen, Lord of the Rings. I couldn't find it, but I found Bo Hansen's Sagan om Ringen, which is his Lord of the Rings first Swedish press on Sonnet, locally for $15 in a heavy metal section once. Grail. ECM Gallery. This is a Grail. This is a Grail because this is one of the best sounding records, and the jazz is good. And a highly interesting record. This is a Wakefield Warner from Wakefield, Arizona. Translucent when you hold it up to the light. This is fantastic. Post-bop, contemporary jazz. I'm not quite sure. It's really interesting music. It's an audiophile wet dream. And this is the last one. This is Jean-Pierre Ferland, Jean. And I didn't know what this was when I bought it. And this is another one of my Desert Island discs. This is a beautiful, beautiful record. French-Canadian. It's called French-Canadian Prog, but it's more like French-Canadian pop folk. And most of it's in French. Actually, it's all in French, really, I think. But it's got a lot of stuff on it. It's just kind of fun. It's kind of psychedelic. It's kind of... It's not... I don't know. In a way, it's not great. But altogether, it just captures a period in Canada, and it captures a mood for me that makes me love it. And that is it, Bobby. 500 subs. You're awesome. Just keep doing what you do, and my God, this is half an hour. Nobody's going to watch this. Have a great day, Bobby. Keep the record spinning.